What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back for a production stream. Another couple of hours. We're gonna knock out this tune right here. I'm ready. I hope you are ready as well. Emo's in the chat hanging out with me before I start up. What's up? What's up? Let's see. You used to do sound design, but last time you continued your latest project, your style, it's complicated. I like that answer. It has house, techno, dubstep elements with metalcore drum beats. That sounds cool. That sounds very like intricate and complex, and that's admirable because you see me. I'm like, you see, I'm very like safe and standard with the productions. My sound designs aren't all over the place, but I respect people that go in depth, for sure, because it's absolutely amazing the things you can create. So hats off to you, Emo. Hats off. I'll check out your stream. I seen you had streamed, so I'm gonna when I'm done with mine, I'll go look and see. And I'm glad you do. So if you're tuning into the stream, what's up, everybody? It's me, Zafer, at the keyboard here, and I'm chatting with Emo. Um, he has a stream here, and I posted it earlier, but we'll post it again. All right, you guys go and give our new member of the community, Emo, a follow here, and show some love. Check in. Streams every Saturday. But I haven't started a long time ago, is what he said. So we are going to try to make sure we tune in and show some love. You stack so many layers, usually has symphonic vibes. Lately, I started to use actual orchestration. Yeah, I've actually I like that a lot. Orchestral vibes, I guess. I don't know how to really. Yeah, I really like incorporating that in. So I kind of do that myself. Slightly, not all the time. I do keep it like electronic, but I don't know, man. Something about actual orchestral sounds really add a depth to production sometimes. So I really like them. In fact, it's kind of a interest of mine to do like actual compositions. Like just not really. I don't know if I do like full orchestrations, but maybe small ones. Just kind of do that stuff. So. Yeah, I look forward to listening to what you got. If you have a YouTube or something too, I'll check you out. Hopefully, you have it in like your about section and stuff. Because that's the greatest way for me to actually find you and follow you. If you have usually if you have one thing I can find you on, it's a really good practice. No matter like how big of no matter how big of a person you are, it's a good practice to have link outs everywhere else. That's pretty important because I want to find you on SoundCloud. I want to find you on Instagram. I don't want to have to go Google it and people act like you're gonna go through all this trouble to find them, and I do, but not your normal average dude isn't. So just kind of always try to make it easy for people to find you. Um, it's like yeah, I don't really use that platform or whatever, but it's okay if you plan on using it. If you have it, you should definitely do it. So yeah. After I'm done with my work in progress album, I'm gonna get myself into more chill vibes. So you sitting here soaking up the chill from Zafer. I got you, man. Got you. Hopefully I can give you something to take with you into your own. At the end of the day, we're all artists, so it's like hopefully I'll be giving everybody some good ideas. That's at the very least. I don't care if you find a melody of mine interesting and useful and quickly take it to your own project. Like I do that myself to stuff. So, like I hope that's what happens to people. I hope you watch long enough and be like, oh, that's a cool melody. And you just take that melody, close the stream, and go to work on your own. Like that's it. That's, I'm doing the right thing, I feel like, helping the next guy get his song started by him watching me or her watching me produce my song or struggle to produce it. All right, Emo says SoundCloud is a thing I was always thinking about but never got onto it. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, etc. I found a nice distributor, and they do what they promised. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. I actually understand that and respect that too. But I do think SoundCloud is rather important. I know it was kind of like, me back for a while, but I'm not gonna lie, they really like if you're on Twitch and you start distributing through SoundCloud, they affiliate you on Twitch basically. They push the process for you. So, they basically did that for me. SoundCloud, I owe it to SoundCloud for me being affiliated on Twitch, and that's pretty interesting. So I like that a lot, and I think that it's worth doing. And also, same thing about YouTube. It's so worth putting yourself on YouTube, even yourself. Even if because usually the problem with distributors, I mean, I don't know which one or how good yours is, and I'm sure it's great, but I always feel like whenever they post to YouTube distributors, it never gets as much as like if the artist themselves posts the track, like just uploads it themselves, even with just a picture. It's really weird because it's like it'll say your name, it'll say like topic or something. I don't know, but it's I don't think it's really the distributor's fault either. Now I think about it, but I'm sure you know what you're doing though. I'm just yeah, that's just kind of why I use those platforms. Well, Chill Vibes, I started with my own kind of style, made 2 albums, and I got myself into hard bass, now into dubstep. Oh, very interesting. I might have to tune in and get some pointers. I made a little meme tweet one time. Um, um, on April 1st, yeah, I was like, this is my last melodic progressive house album, and I'm gonna do melodic dubstep instead. I got a few people, but not a lot. I've got affiliated here through the distributor I was subscribed to. Don't know if I'm allowed to say the name. Oh, okay, good. So it looks like it's spreading, and I noticed that. Like I noticed, yeah, SoundCloud, DistroKid, um, probably, yeah, they're probably just all going, going that way. I think it's like a deal Twitch is offering with all the distributors, and SoundCloud kind of started it up. They probably used SoundCloud, seeing it was working out decently. Cause I think DistroKid was doing the same thing just recently, which is awesome too. I'm really happy, like for me, it's not like, oh, you should use X over Y. It's just whatever gets you out there and lets you do what you love to do, use them. And also they don't, try to like take too much of your money, I guess, but that's entirely up to you. And you can't like that's entirely like a personal, like your personal release in your fan base and how it works. Those factors are actually something that's worth thinking about. So yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Congrats though. That's cool. I'll be sure to uh um you know try to donate or something. Try to show some love for sure because I think that we should be doing. Now that we are getting affiliated and stuff. Because I'm sure it's not just you. There's a lot of other people. Just go to the, I'm sure it's not just you. There's a lot of other people that's been like affiliated and stuff, and I think it's worth to well support each other that's doing it, because it's like it's kind of new. It's not like whenever I go through the music production stream, there's more like DJs playing stuff or 24/7 live radio stations than anything else, and which is fine, but I feel like there needs to be like a music production category then. That way, like that's on the front page as well, and I think that's what they're kind of trying to do, and we're at the forefront of it basically because it won't be like for another year or two. You mentioned them, okay? It's DistroKid. I started to stream just after DistroKid. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. It's not wrong to say who it is, like it's not against the rules or anything. Maybe to slander them. Yeah, exactly. So glad you were live when I was looking for production channels. That's how I feel. Sometimes I go and look and I find like all these people kind of producing and stuff. So I follow them all excited and then I don't see them again, You're like, oh, and I completely understand how it is showing your process. Oh, I know how it is, so I get it, but I just hope more people like they see me doing it or something and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's all he's doing. Okay, 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 then I could do that stuff." Like they just kind of do it and and I want to be there to kind of help support it. I mean, at least share it, or like, like you're doing. You're just chilling in a chat, talking with the streamer with me, and that's huge. That helps. So thank you. Hopefully we can keep this love going. We can keep spreading the love with producing what I produce, but even you, Emo, in your production streams, we can come and show love to you and any other producer out there that is streaming on Twitch. We want to support and kind of help build the community. So I'm gonna do what I can on my end, but hopefully you guys can, you know, wouldn't mind doing someone you're into, like some production streams and stuff. So I can tune in and say hi and be a part of your community, which I like. Same with Discord. If you have a Discord server, I would like to be a part of it as well. Especially if it's a production Discord where you talk with other artists. I love the networking. I like the chat. I haven't been like super active with it because, man, I've just been busy with stuff. But Discord is still very valuable to me. I really like it, and would love to be continuing to build my community on there as well. Not just when I do music, but when I do things like gaming or maybe other like artists. As I start getting more artsy in my life, or anything like that, I'm interested. So yeah. To be honest, I started streaming for two reasons. The first is I want to gain more listeners, which is good. The other is I want to practice speaking English. I'm not a native English speaker, so yeah, I haven't spoken a lot during my streams, but it already helped me a tons with my speaking. Oh, and that's great. And yeah, well, you type and you seem to understand and type it really well. So I think that's a great reason. And also, yeah, you will gain listeners, I believe. And I think a third bonus reason that happens is, well, you actually create just a lot more music. And I don't think people realize that, but you do. You're not gonna really sit around for too long doing nothing. Like you want to make stuff. So I think once you kind of get over the streaming jitters, you know, um, you get stuff done. Like you just get music done. You get to make stuff, and you get to see the result, and people get to either watch the creation or not. I do this all the time, so I don't really remember it like other people would. It's more impressionable to other people watching it than it is for me making it because I do it so much. In my latest stream, I enjoyed it so much. Enjoyment became a third reason. Oh, and that's it. That's it right there. It's crazy because it's like it's very intimidating at first. And like I've been streaming on and off for since about 2016, but just like I haven't really been ever consistent. And usually it's because I just get like in my head about it too much, or it just becomes overwhelming. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it or anything like that. But, now that I do it and like songs have been made, I've made so many songs on stream that I thought were like going to be horrible, just horrible. And they just turn out somehow. So I was like, all right, whatever. I give up. I give up even trying to like be cute or anything anymore, too. It's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not trying to show off or anything. I'm just trying to create it, but I'm just trying to make it good. So it's just like, the work comes out, and I really like that. So that's cool. I was always good with writing in English, but I barely had any chances to practice speaking it. That makes sense. Makes sense. You know, it's different, and definitely speaking it is different than writing it. The dialect and intonations and stuff. So that's cool. Well, you'll get a lesson to how I speak it, but I'm not saying I'm a very good one. Um, but hopefully I'm understandable. And if you can understand me, I think that's about you know, all I can really ask. Hey, 4x combo must be emojis. What if I type one emoji? I don't know if it counts, but thanks, Streamlabs. All right. Yeah, man, I like this track a lot, so I'm gonna get into this production. I hope you guys are all doing wonderful. Thanks for hanging out. Let me chat your ear off. It's only a little bit of time I really get to talk about music and stuff. So, I don't mean to be long winded, but it's just nice to chat about it. So, thanks for being patient. I understand most of the words when I hear English. I had a deep dive in English videos around 4 years ago. Give me a huge boost. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's good. I kind of want to learn, like, I do want to learn a couple of languages for sure. I need to learn a couple of languages. So it's a kind of a hidden, wonder of mine of how we translate things in different languages is just really interesting to me. So I want to learn because I feel like music is a different language, and I know it's kind of like a meme. People say that, but it really is to me. Like but it makes sense to a lot of people. So it's something else I want to learn. You know, I'm happy to speak with the language of music, though. It's very fulfilling for me. around 2, 3 years ago to finally learn how to think in English and not think stuff in my native language and translate in my head. Yeah, that's actually really interesting, because yeah, you thought in a different language. You still do, you still have thoughts in your native language, and that's I don't know, that's amazing. I think that's amazing to me because, the literal way of words are understood and put together are different from each culture, and it's just very cool because we still kind of all still say the same thing. That's really neat. Well, for native English speaker, Hungarian is the third hardest language, and I speak that as my native. Our grammar is just insane. The first and second hardest are the Chinese and Japanese. Those insane amount of characters. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Like, I completely believe you. That's why I'm not even like playing. I'm not even trying because when I do, I want to just take it serious. I want to treat it like I'm going to school. I know it takes some crazy study, but I think it's worth. And it's one of those things where it's like immersion really helps with learning a language. So I think it's one of those things where just a complete immersion in it would be cool. Gosh, the way you produce melodies is so different than mine. Man, I'm just being so random. So yeah. I'm being so random. I like following stuff around though. Sometimes I do that. I've always been that kind of like producer, I guess. You know, I can't just stick still sometimes, but eventually stuff hardens and I like it or I don't or whatever and it just takes off. So, yeah. Yeah. You read it too, but is it another way? Yeah, it makes sense. It's just the way we work, I guess, you know. We are all probably pretty strange when it comes down to how we all sort of do it. Like, you know, I think it's funny because you see like these videos of people like doing stuff, and well, the most of the time they're like practiced. You know, they're practice videos or something. Like they made the song before or something. Like, if you really just do like a on the spot, you just gonna be like, oh, here's a bunch of random stuff that's starting to sound good, and yep, this is how you do it right here. That's exactly the way you do it. I get that for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I love playing around melodies. I like experimenting with weird sounds and the way things go together. It's just, I don't know, man. I really like it. I don't know. But I enjoy doing the things I do, so who can tell me that I suck? Hey, exactly. Exactly. Like, if you're having fun, nobody can tell you wrong. And, you know, you'll get some know it alls that'll say, hey, you know, you're doing it the wrong way or something. But it's like, it's very rarely that I ever have watched any other producer and just critiqued them hard, you know? Like, I really haven't. I've always looked at it like watching somebody else paint a picture or something, you know? Most of the time, I'm fascinated with what they're doing because, you know, I do things differently. It's not like it's bad or good. It's just like, oh, okay, that's so cool. I usually do it X way, but they do it Y way. So that's interesting. You know, it's a really like it's formulaic sometimes if you look at it because yeah, they sometimes they answer questions you didn't even know you had about production, and that's beautiful. And then yeah, you're gonna learn your own style, your own way. It's why when I really like if I teach people or show people, it's not really the you know, at the beginning, I don't really care about the technical part of it. I don't care if you know what a panner knob is or a mixer is. I just care about you getting the idea out there and putting it down, and can you do that? And once I see that, then it's like, okay, welcome to the next stage of torture for the rest of your music production career and life, the mixer. So, you know, it's cool. I think that's great. follow visual artists as well. They're all different from each other. They're good in their own way, but I think music is art too. And in art, there's no such thing as wrong. Yeah, exactly. There are things that don't belong together, but someone can make even those things sound and look awesome together. That's really the basis of music at its finest. It's literally that's like how it was created, I think. Because you don't really, I don't know, you can't really connect two instruments together like that until you try it. So I'm sure, like in the beginning, it was like these something about these two can create something even more. It was very looked at. So I'm sure inspiration was drawn from so many sources, and that's really neat. Now I had a feeling the thing I written makes no sense. Nah, it made perfect sense. Perfect sense. I'm an artist, so like you're talking to another artist who's probably just as, I don't know, weird about the way he perceives the world as the other. Like I'm it's very, very obvious we have a different perception of the world, and I don't think that's bad. I wouldn't say it's great either, but I think it's something that we do have. We are definitely a different perspective because it's just the way you move. I guess I don't know how to really explain it, but the way you move, the way you operate, it's a little different, and that's cool. It's just interesting, I guess. Interesting how life progresses. How much do you love to mess with panning? I don't know. I should do it more, honestly. I do it like for mixing decisions, but I actually really like playing with space in the stereo field too. I used to do it a lot more than I do now, but yeah, I just like the idea of things. It took me a while to kind of get my head around it myself, so I love it, man. I actually just like space in general in music, so um, there will be times when I kind of like really mess around with just spatial work. I don't know how to explain it. I do rarely because it's not like a big deal for me to do it. It's just sometimes I just be fiddling. But I think the more that I produce, the more that I get, I start working things out. So yeah, you know, like me here, I am working out this little whatever, and just it's just a process. So I don't know. I love every part of production. I don't know. I guess my least favorite would be like the intricate mixing, but even that can be kind of pretty cool. When you kind of hear it pop in your ears, so to speak, where it sits at. Because it's funny because you'll be frustrated and you come back to it and you'll just immediately EQ where it's supposed to be and you're like, oh, okay. Mhm. Gosh, I won't automate panning a lot. I won't let your brain relax. I'll make it busy. Ah, yeah, I see. You like to keep the stereo field interesting, which is cool. I think it's really neat. By the way, what is the highest combo I can get with Streamlabs? Because I use this emoji a lot. I have no idea. I have no idea. But it's cool. I don't mind. I like it. You know, I like the I like emojis personally, and I actually spent I studied them for a minute because I seen that a lot of people basically use them, and I was like, well, what? How? Like how do you just use? So I went through the whole process of learning about basically all of them. Learning how to create them and everything is really cool. So I don't know. Whatever Streamlabs decide to give us, I think I can actually change Streamlabs' name. By the way, I just haven't. So maybe we should think of a name for my little advertising bot here, just telling people what to do. Are you a serum or a vital person? Well, since I've never used vital before, it looks like I'm team serum, which is interesting. I like serum. I learned the sound design on serum and stuff, but I just haven't felt like I never needed to bust it out for anything. It's weird. I just really like simple and like not complicated interfaces and anything. And serum is actually one of the most simple, I think, and friendly interfaces from the front. I'd say silence is a good number two, but it is because the visual representations of drawing out your waveforms is actually massive for really being able to fine tune in the kind of design and sound you want. So, really big shout out to Serum. But actually, I'm more like I like Harmor probably more because it's stock and you can do some pretty interesting stuff with it as well. It's like before I go to Serum, I'd go to Harmor to try to do stuff, and then if I couldn't figure it out, I'd try to go to Serum. But I don't know. I haven't really even been messing with those because they're just been like I don't know. I just like designing the little bits I'm thinking of. Usually, what I'm thinking of in my head is really simple, and it doesn't really require a complicated sound design base. Um, usually my sound design bases, you might notice, especially as you're a sound designer, you notice that I just use a lot of short decays for pretty much everything and long releases. It's really kind of weird. And of course, the sustain to make it heard, but it's usually the way I like the sound design the most. I do like pads or like I really like honestly, my favorite thing to really sound design is the basses, like wavetabling the basses, scrunching them up with the wavetable waveform or even designing them in Citrus was really cool with the FM mod. I thought that was really neat, just like how crazy it could get from just like one knob. It was so crazy. It was like, wow. It just made dubstep look really like it kind of blew me away for a minute, but it's still after I like learned that, then listened back to other people who created, I was like, oh, okay, that's just kind of the beginning. So yeah, Hummer's cool. I use it a lot too. Oh yeah, so yeah, you know how powerful Hummer is. Yeah, that's probably like my favorite when it gets to when you start wanting to get complicated. I also like Hummer for resynthesis a lot. Hey, look at that, a 10x combo. The only issue is I'm on Linux I'm using Wine to make FL Studio. Oh yeah. So no Texas visual. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I bet that's where third party plugins probably work better. And probably, I can actually see why Linux is good for FL Studio for like music production. It's really fast. Kind of a cool idea where like you start off the art part of it really fast and you start slowing it down as it gets closer to the end of the phrase. That's kind of interesting. We shall not pass on the flutes. Well, I usually have 70 plus CPU usage during compositions. Yes, I know that feels. Stack a lot of layers on each other, then the dynamics and other effects. Yep. I know, that's why it's kind of what keeps me from going too crazy. I'm like, I just can't. But if I know I'm going to get complicated, I want to try to freeze stuff ahead of time. I know for my streams, though, I want to try to always keep it straightforward as possible if I can. Keep it as simple to the design, but still have to like do it the way I do it, so but still like layering is such a good, it's such a good thing to know about and learn and do, and then how to dynamically control it is also pretty cool to understand. So it sounds like you have a solid understanding of music, and you have a lot you could teach people as well. Oh, and I fell in love with automations. I know it can be boring to draw all the stuff, but the end result, as I mentioned, I got into dubstep recently, but to be precise, it's actually glitch hop. And I took the glitch part too seriously. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, bit crushing, overdriving, glitch sound effects. Sometimes I automate the main pitch and tempo together, which makes a really cool effect, which sounds like a tape being stretched. Wait, you automate the main pitch and tempo together. Let me think about this. Huh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I haven't automated the pitch, the main pitch of my, okay. Oh my gosh, you reminded me of this one time I made a song. This is before I started doing this professionally, but I automate like I knew very little about automation. I just kind of learned like what it did, and that's it. Anyways, I remember I remember I had this grand idea like it was like during the chorus the pitch was like normal, but then in the verse the pitch drops down like I don't know, like 12. And it was like the coolest thing ever. And I remember I was like showing my friends and stuff, and they were like, "Oh wow, that's cool, cool." But I never really did it again, so you kind of reminded me that little story. That's neat. I do sometimes automate tempos. I actually think it's really cool. I want to do it. I feel like FL Studios is a little unfriendly for it. I feel like it's just like when you have real samples sitting in there and they're not all, I don't remember, set to, I think it's stretch or whatever that one is. You know what I'm talking about though. If it's not set to that setting, it's gonna like stretch the sample out, like, and you gotta go make sure it doesn't. And then I noticed like some stuff will pop. Like, only thing I don't like about it is like echoes. But I think what I need to do is use like delay 3, the most recent one, since that's like a more recent one. Well, I really use samples, so you got me there. I do like a lot of like uh vocal stuff or like little cuts here and there, and it's just like sometimes when you try to change the tempo on that, if you don't have those already kind of figured out, it gets a little tough, and then you get like artifacts basically. I think these all are gonna end up being like drum effects, but they're really neat. I think they're all worth messing around with, but I think these are gonna be like drum elements. I'll try something silly with I could like FPC it, but it's whatever. It's all right. Let's just have fun. Okay, maybe this one I'm actually gonna make. I'm gonna stretch this one out. Wall Jaguar from YouTube says, "Yo, yo, Z8, what's up? Hey, man, I'm chilling. How are you? Thanks for hanging out, man." Okay, email says, "Okay, I made a glitch pad using FPC and glitch effect samples, but automating the made pitch changes those samples pitch and length too." Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's actually a good way to do it too. Because since it's all controlled by inside of FPC, smart thinking. Other way I use is glitch effects as patcher. Put morphine in the patcher, connected that to Hysterius and fracture to several lines. Automating volume of each part. I will do a better preset for it. Clearly now to control each glitch effect. And I want to make it key controlled. Oh, that's gonna be hard work, man. You're gonna have to be well, I guess probably not. I guess you're just gonna have to run it through like a VFX or whatever plugin. So that's pretty cool. I haven't heard of Hysteresis and Fracture though. Tarifa here, track sound and dreaming. Oh, okay. What's up, man? All right. Great Pat movement here. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the love. Hysterius and Fracture are two effect plugins from Glitch Machines. Two plugins for destroying the sound in different ways. Comes with tons of factory presets. Oh, they're free. Okay. I'll check it out, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't really do like a lot of stuff, but I do want like good stuff that do it if I want to do it. You know what I mean? So if you do it and use those to their ability to make what you think or what you make, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'll check it out after this for sure. Hashtag not sponsored. I don't believe you. I'm gonna go find out. you know, for a little break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, dude, I'm supposed to take breaks myself. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to, okay. I just yeah, we just went for like an hour and a half straight. Wow, I haven't even gotten anywhere. Usually I'm all like halfway done with the track, so maybe it means that it's forcing me to slow down a little bit, and that's fine. I don't mind. I just been pedaling away, man. I haven't even. I don't know. Like, I hope it's not too boring. Um, yeah, I'm gonna figure this out, and I'll take a break here. But I don't know. I still want to figure out this, so we'll hang out a little bit longer, 5-10 minutes, and then I'll probably take a little stretch. I'm back with a mug of delicious chocolate milk in my stomach. Without the mug, of course. I hope so. You know, my old occupation used to be an X-ray technologist, so if that was the case, I would be seeing you at the hospital, sir. Wall Jaguar, aka Tarifa, says reverb on drums. Need to try that for myself. Oh, well, yeah, actually, it's not a bad idea to do that every now and then. It kind of helps blend sometimes a little bit and kind of, but if you haven't noticed, you don't want to put too much. So I turn it up real high, kind of find the sound of the verb I'm trying to find, and then you turn it back down low and just kind of barely mix it in. It's just a little trick for adding a little bit of that little upper presence on your hi-hats or maybe your percussive samples. But I would very much caution that you don't overdo it. You may not really hear it now in the production stage, but that it really shows in the mastering process. So when you do things like adding a little bit of verb to your drums, just make sure you turn it up to like a pseudo mastering, dB, and make sure those hats or make sure the verb on those drums aren't overpowering more than you thought. So you just turn them in where you really shouldn't hear them. You should feel them, I believe. But that's just my suggestion. Really, those rules are honestly made to be broken because you'll see me break them. So, that's the fundamental idea of it. But yeah, man, put too much verb on there. Just EQ it out. Here you can see both of us in one place. It's Emo from Twitch. So you revealed yourself on YouTube now. Now you can't comment on. Now you can't be anonymous on my comments. Nah, I guess you really could. You can just make a new account or something. But I'm just being silly. Yeah, welcome. Thank you for hanging out on both sides. It means the world. I'm sure it gives me a little bit of extra exposure on those platforms, which is extremely valuable for me as a musician. So thank you guys so much. So I've never hidden my real name. The channel is well for everything. I watch stuff from this channel. Sure, garbage here. I have a separate channel for my music. Oh yeah, I understand. I know what you're saying. I just realized YouTube has a 200 character limit while Twitch has a 2,000. Yeah, man. I noticed that about YouTube and I don't like it either. Sometimes I'll be writing long-winded stuff and it's like, oh yeah, you can't. You got a limit. It's like feels like Twitter, you know? Come on. And I usually really write really long comments. Yeah. Wall Jaguar, aka Tarifa. He says, very interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to add a subtle verb next time on the hats and perks and see if the drums shine a little bit more. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Try to yeah, try to do something like that. That's a great idea. You could, oh, I don't know. There's a lot of little options you can do. You can try adding maybe a little stereo on the hats, a little stereo shaper plugin. Not much, but just enough. Maybe not on all of your hats, but maybe like a couple of them, give them a little bit of a stereo pan. I noticed that kind of helps me when I do hats sometimes and stuff. So, I mean, it may not work for you, so it's just an idea, but I like that stuff. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, what's up? The virtual high fives in chat. What's good? He's streaming on both platforms. I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at the same time. No, a really good mastering tip for sound goodizers with different settings. Yeah, A, B, C, D, all maxed out on every channel. That's a good one, man. I'm gonna keep that one in mind. I'll keep that in my back pocket. Yeah, that's a good one. Uh, I'm not gonna lie though, Sound Goodizer is the trap for when you're first trying to figure out how to mix. You're just like, it sounds so much better. Throw it on there, and then you realize, well, you don't even realize it. People tell you, or you see the meme eventually, and you're like, oh, that was never me, right? Right? He says just a saturator with a multi-band compressor. Indeed, you're right. But dude, Sound Goodizer is actually dope on certain elements using on the chords. Yeah, it's actually really good. Yeah. He's just being silly as far as like when you want to master. Probably not the, it's a meme. You don't want to use too much. But yeah, cool. Actually, you're right, man. Sound Goodizer, I do actually use it sometimes, and oddly enough. I remember one time I was teaching this guy basically how to mix, and or he just wanted to improve in his productions, and I told him make me 10 songs, make 10 songs, just make 10 of them, and then send me your projects, and and then so when he sent them all to me, basically all his projects they had Sound Goodizer on them, and I was like, "Do you even know what Sound Goodizer is?" You know, because it wasn't like I didn't, you know, like I'm like, "Ooh, Sound Goodizer," you know. It was like if you do it for a reason, then that's one thing. But you know, he just he didn't really know what it was, and I was like, "Yeah, it's you know, it's a compressor. You're compressing, you know, it compresses your sound. So you're throwing a compressor on there for just the name more than the function." So I was like, don't ever use it. Just don't use it until you actually understand compression a little bit better, or you learn a little bit more about it. And you know, don't like that's not the way to get your sound to sound away. It's just it's a tool in the toolbox. And yeah, you know, so hopefully he took that to heart and he knows because you know, mix is not bad. I see FL Gang right here. I am gentle says I prefer 30% OTT on chords. Yeah, that's actually really good. I do like about that too. I say like 8 to 25, 30%. Sometimes more or less, yeah. Mate, oh, a gentleman. Do you even shit, bro? Oh my, y'all get out of here with these puns. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna go back to my little music little land here, okay? What's up, gentlemen? 4 good others. Let's see. Hang on. Let me catch up here. Sound good others, just the Maximus preset. Yep, sure is. This is exactly what it is. Since it's alright, I'm more into this electronic stuff now, though. Hey, cool, man. Welcome. Love the vocal chops, Zaper. Thanks, man. 4 good Izers and a sausage fattener on each channel on the master channel. Double everything. Zaper, have you tried a plugin called the delay? No. I have not. I'm sorry, my friend. Oh my gosh. Z for, yeah, Zephora. Yep, that is Zephora. Ethereal Voices. What is that pad? Can I show it? Yeah, I think it's a Nexus pad, I want to say. Huh. Is it? No, wait. Ah, this is the pad. Cuddly pad. No, the other one, the Atmo pad, with the phaser on it. Yeah. Oh, you mean these little ARP thingies, I think. That I made it a pad. Let me see. What do you mean this one? No, that's not it. It's some like, I think you mean this one. Actually, I don't know which one you mean. With the phaser on it. Oh, wait. I don't know which one I phase. I phase a lot of them. Here, let me name them. Yeah. I don't know. The piano pad is just an expand, a VST. And then the rest of them are all just little. Oh, you might mean those little vocal chops too. Like the little thingies. These are all just little samples I found, most of them. So, I'm not really sure. Gotta go to sleep. It's getting really late here. Have a nice day, folks. Have an awesome stream. Thank you so much, man. Emo, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate the love. Sleep well. Yes, sir. I agree with Wald. Jaguar, sleep well. Have a good one. And we'll catch you on the next one, hopefully. Much love, man. Thanks for hanging out. I think you mean this one, the Phaser Jets, yeah. It's a phaser pad, but I just have it going like, yeah, you can see it here. It's like kind of arpeggiated, sort of. Not sure how it makes sense, but you know how stuff makes sense in context to the track. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I figure I don't know. You know how it is. Sometimes like it doesn't you know you do stuff and then like it doesn't make sense because I know what you're saying, but I'm like, man, I just did a phaser on something and I just did a phaser on another thing, so I'm trying to remember what I was phasing. But you mean, yeah, I know what you I finally it finally clicked what you were referring to for sure. Yeah, Expand, man, it's a very awesome VST. I absolutely love it. I've used it since I've got it. I got it for $1 off a plug-in boutique like many years ago, and honestly, I just been using it ever since. I just like, hey, this has a bunch of sounds. I like it, so yeah, this is what we've created from it so far. I owe a lot to Expand. I say that much, and Hybrid. Sounds like a different song. This is actually a pad. I don't know why I have it on piano. I do that stuff to myself all the time, and I'm just silly. Fixed it. I think Toxic Biohazard and some other stock FL has some amazing ambient pads out. So yeah, that's cool. Tons of beautiful ambience, guitars, bells, vocal stuff, and expand. Absolutely. I like that pad chord progression. Thanks, man. Safer, Lauren says FLPEQ is bad and that Pro Q2 is almost mandatory. What would you say about that comment? I say to each their own. I would absolutely stand and swear by PEQ2, especially since the last updates. Pro Q is really nice though. I would not sleep on it. But I do believe you can pretty much do whatever you need to do as far as equalization goes. You can take care of 90% of things. Um, uh, but I think I think that it's really just a personal preference. Like no EQ is bad and no EQ is really good. It's each artist's personal preference to how they want to use their plugins. So I don't know. I don't know if it's, I like stock because it's faster, but I don't even think um Lauren really produces on FL Studio though. So pretty sure she uses Logic for the most part. I don't know. I think she does use FL Studio, but not a lot. She doesn't really like it. So, you got to keep that in mind. That's not like her main, I think, DAW. So, if that's not your main DAW, I can definitely understand why people wouldn't like Parametric EQ2 and would prefer something that's a little bit more industry standard like Pro Q, like FabFilter. But I do think that I was gonna get FabFilter eventually because I just wanted the like the dynamic kind of equalization stuff. But since the updates to the PEQ, I absolutely still love Parametric EQ2, and I will always swear by it as a very good EQ plugin. It's probably one of the best ones um, to just come in. Like for me, just because of how I like to operate and produce. There's a lot of people who feel very strongly and differently for valid reasons. But I do believe ImageLine has stepped their game up when it's come to the EQ. I've been waiting for them to do something about it because I was like, well, they've had the same EQ forever. Not that it's bad, but like, come on, we want some cool little features too. So they finally gave us what we wanted, like linear phase EQ. That's huge. And you used to not be able to you couldn't do that with FL Studio like natively. You had to set up linear phase EQ from you had to do it through Edison or Convolver, I think. I can't remember. Yeah, Convolver, I believe, and that's how you would linear phase for the most part. And then the same thing with like mid side, you couldn't really monitor your side. I believe it's um, your side signal with parametric EQ. If you split the signal in half, it was really strange. So it used to have a lot of issues. I say that much, and it wasn't like the best thing to go by. But as far as anybody who's approaching production and that's like new to production and stuff, the stock EQ is more than enough to get you a industry sounding song for sure. But if you want something with more bells and whistles, yeah, you should definitely get some FabFilter stuff. They're pretty. Let's see. Yeah, she uses Logic right now. Okay, thanks. Yeah, that's what I thought. And yeah, you just gotta keep that in mind too. Like that's like me, critiquing plugins about Logics and stuff, and I don't really use them as constantly as I use EQ2. So of course my opinion is gonna be really biased towards FL Studio. I've heard bad things about FL Stock from other people also. Yeah, it's just because FL Stock, I think, is just because it's a little bit more. You got to do a little bit more work on it, I think. And but I don't know. Yeah, I guess some of the stock stuff was whatever, but I guess it just got you to where you needed to go. Actually, I use pretty much stock almost a lot of stuff. Only thing I don't use stock from FL really is their. I don't know. I still do use their keys. I guess their samples, like their kicks and stuff. I don't really like any of the kicks and stuff they have that comes with the stock anymore. I've used them. I guess I've just used them too much. But the plugins, like the mixing plugins,
I really don't have anything bad to say about a lot of them, and I think Patcher is ridiculously cool, like how you can go in depth. But yeah, I can also see the other side of the fence too, because some of those other plugins are way more cooler. They have some pretty cool little features. You just sometimes it's just nice. But I will say I think FL is or Image Line is definitely doing they have a strong standing in the competition because they're just good. She thinks of an old FL EQ state probably, but the parametric EQ is dope, using it on a lot of elements. Yeah, I can't live without it. Absolutely. In fact, if you were new to production, it should be your go-to EQ. If you use FL, you should use EQ for everything, PEQ for everything. And then once you figure out how to use it and what it's for, I think you can go back to considering whether or not you can upgrade to a third-party one because ProQ is not cheap, for one. So yeah, just it's an investment. Not that much, but still, like if you don't really need all that stuff for your production, you essentially not really needed to buy it. So, if you're new, like from 0 to 1, 2 years of production, you should be using the stock stuff before you use any third party stuff, unless you absolutely really need something specific. Period. Not because like you should struggle through the old stuff, but because it's like really making something sound good with stock. You'll if you can do that with stock, then you have no problems using any third party stuff. So same thing with EQ. If you can use parametric EQ too, and you can mix well with that, then you're gonna have a lot, like really no problem translating all that over to ProQ if you want to buy that and try that out. So I think they're both good. I don't really understand. Let's see. I don't really understand why people would diss on FL Verb 2 either. Man, I am gentle. I think really a lot of people don't fully understand the capability of FL Verb 2. I didn't for a while, and once I started like understanding it, it kind of blew me away, to be honest. So I think that's just a lot of people just don't know how in depth you can really go because automations and everything is automatable. Like it's so fluid and especially the way you can control a lot of parameters. It's actually good using FL Delay 3 stock as well. Oh, absolutely. It's an amazing plugin. I mean, yeah, I just I'm very biased obviously because I just use FL, but it's just it does the job. Like that's my thing. Like you do what you want with it. It does what it's supposed to do basically. I think the feedback control on it is really good. It has a lot of really good upgrades from Delay 2, and I still basically use Delay 2 because it's the fastest basic delay I can have. Also, the thing about FL Love is their like sampler. I absolutely love this thing. I love this thing so much. I know you can do this pretty much in all of them in their own ways, but they keep making this thing better and better, and I am so happy because I love basically doing all the sample work in here and not having to worry about adding a bunch of extra stuff if I don't want to. And they literally let you do that. Like, check this little window out here. You get effects target. Like, holy cow. This stuff gives you incredible control over your sample. And that's amazing. So no longer are we stuck with just two valuable ones. I mean, yeah, the sample start offset. These weren't here before, and these are massive. Massive. If you ever have used FL before, this is so big. So it's like, these little improvements, if you know how to use stock and they throw these in here, this will probably like defeat a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you're using a lot of stock in your tracks at Crazy Crisp. Hey, thanks. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I mean, sometimes it comes out good, but I do think stock is where it's enough. I mean, I do think if you want to get a little bit more spicier, maybe some mastering techniques. But like a lot of these big time producers that are big time now, they did it all with stock. They really did. Very few stuff. It's like you go look at that stuff or like listen to it and explain a project, and you're like, wow, they use Camel Crusher. like, and then stock citrus stuff, you know, like, it's just like, you know, you don't, it's not always, some crazy, you know, the newest plugin out in the markets thing. It's usually it's like some guy just stock made a sound and kept it going. So yeah. Zafer, were you always using FL since you started with music production? Yeah. Yes, I did. I've been using FL since the very beginning. And I mean I've used like GarageBand and made a couple of things on that. And I thought that was cool. But you know, like from GarageBand, and then my friend shows me FL. In fact, I used what's it called? Magix? I want to say Magix, but it's been so long, man. I'm sorry, but it wasn't that. It was kind of difficult. And then yeah, they showed me FL, and I was just blown away that like something that this complex existed. At the time, I was 16, I think, when I first found out FL even was a thing. And I was like, wow, you could do all that, you know. You know, I just know I was blown away. So, but I do remember the first time I opened up FL and like look at one of the demo projects, I was like, there's no way I'll ever be able to do this. I don't understand, you know, automations, you know, the mixer you have, you know, I didn't even know how they connected with each other, you know, like it just was so confusing. So we have come a long way, guys, and I'm sure we've got a lot longer to go. Yeah, it's a really long learning process. The clap sounds like two wood planks smashing together. Yeah, it kind of does. I'm not sure I like it actually. It's why it's turned down low. I might take it away. This is fine with me. I usually don't mind, but yeah, I might change that one. You really gotta start using templates. Much more pleasant to look at all the colors instead of gray. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot prettier, right? I have some you can use. I don't know if this is useful, but they're on my website. It slowly gets satisfying. Yeah, it does. Oh, the learning process. Yeah, it's very satisfying. Z8, you've been producing like a beast lately, don't you? Every time in Discord, you hanging out in FL Studio. Yeah, it's one of my favorite places to be. I'm a big music person, and music kind of keeps me going. So I like to make it, but you see me taking breaks. I take breaks from time to time. It's kind of crazy because every time I take a break, it's like it's not very long. Somebody's like, "Yo, where you at, man? Where you at? Where you at?" It's like every time I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm coming, I'm coming. I'm gonna make some more." I don't know. I like making music, so it's no problem for me. I'm affiliated on Twitch, so I'm like, that's a good place to kind of put my music out there. And I've been meaning to do stuff like this for a while. I just kind of been putting it off. I kind of make music like this all the time, so that's why I do it. I really like to make it, so that's really why. Yeah, I started with colors as well some months ago. Helps a ton with overview, especially with more and more tracks. Yeah, it helped me out. That's why I did it because it's just difficult and I get tired of naming them over and over. I really don't care what the name is. It just needs to be different and distinguishable. So that's why sometimes I'll throw ARPs on chords and pads on chords. Like it don't matter. I just need it to be on a different spot and in the same mixer group probably. And I'm usually pretty good, but we're gonna be updating these templates too over time. I've got some more ideas and more workflow improvements I can throw into this that I'm going to start probably doing. I might make one too with pre-made with automations, but usually when you do that, things start getting real laggy for the person if they don't have a big old computer, that'll pull it up. It's already pretty big for maybe a project, but man, it makes the EQ process and stuff a breeze. You got an EQ on all the tracks, so. Yeah, I've seen some people streaming on that trance Discord, and some of them don't even put names on their mixer tracks. Yeah, I know. I kind of not used to do that, but I can't. I've gotta have organization now. It helps me. It helps me out too much because it's not that I don't mind. I can do one track like that, no problem. But the problem is when you go back to it like a month later and you see all that madness, you're gonna be so mad at yourself because you're like, I can't remember what went where. I know I It's funny when you ever watch a producer break down their track like a big producer and it's like an FL project with like just random names, tons of automations, and they're all trying to refigure out their project. They're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wait, I put this there. Oh, yeah, and they're just stumbling all over the project, and it's like, yeah, dude, yeah, dude. I need to check out your templates. Yeah, dude. I got you. Hang on. I got you. Hang on. All right, I just posted it in the YouTube chat right there. That link right there, that's where my templates are. And they're free to download. They're just like pay what you want or feel they're worth or anything like that. But it's no biggie. Just if you need them, use them. I don't care. That's kind of the whole point. Hope they help you out. I mean, it is this template that I'm using right here. So if you think this is good and useful and helpful and you can work with this, then yeah. Hopefully this helps. I really do. I understand how difficult it can be without a template or something to do it. So hopefully this helps. Yeah, no problem. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna cut it here, and yeah, I usually try to stream to 4:45, 4:30, and we skipped our break, so we'll just cut it here. It's 2.5 hours. I'm sorry I didn't get very far. I don't know. I was just kind of chatting and hanging out. So I really appreciate the love, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. It means the world to me. I hope you guys all enjoyed the production. And if you have any questions, comments, anything of that nature, just let me know. You can write a comment below underneath if you're watching on YouTube. Timestamp it where you might have a question or something about it that I've done. Remind me, because it's gonna be a long time if you comment and I post this video and I'm gonna have no idea. So you have to leave a timestamp for me. That way it'll save me time so I can quickly go to it and answer your question about anything. If you aren't following or if you aren't subscribed, just do me a favor, guys. Subscribe to the channel for me. It helps me with exposure. It gives my channel more views and stuff. It gives me more featured on the YouTube pages and stuff like that. So anything of that nature, it will help me out so much. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for hanging out. Massive love to all of you that hung out and chatted with me. I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. PST. So don't be late. I'm talking to myself, not you. I'll try not to be late, but hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. And if not, it's okay. You don't have to, but thank you anyways if you do. Much love, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one. No problem, man. Thank you for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. I'm just gonna run a couple of ads on Twitch if you're watching on Twitch. And it's okay, but it'll help. It helps out the stream as well. I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much. We'll let this play out a little bit here.